Valid reasons for breaking the fast in Ramadan, making up missed fast, and Fidya. Learning objectives. Assalamu alaikum, my friends. How are you? It's great to see you again. Today I will teach you a new lesson about the valid reasons for breaking our fast in Ramadan, making up missed fast, and Fidya. These are important rulings about this, so let's get started. Allah Almighty has made it obligatory for those who are capable to fast during Ramadan and allowed those with valid excuses to break their fast for the day in Ramadan. This is done for their ease. The person who breaks their fast in Ramadan due to a valid excuse must make up those days after the end of Ramadan. The person who is making up their missed fast can fast them all at once or separately, depending on their ability. Firstly, fasting is one of the pillars of Islam prescribed by Allah for His worshippers. However, the Muslim may encounter circumstances that make fasting difficult. In these cases, Allah Almighty allowed them to break their fast for their ease and relief. The evidence for the command to fast is mentioned in Surah Al-Baqarah, where Allah Almighty says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, O believers, fasting is prescribed for you, as it was for those before you, so perhaps you will become mindful of Allah. But before starting the lesson, let's note some behaviors that break our fast, and they are intentionally eating and drinking, and deliberately vomiting. Alright, let's continue together. Now let's start with the valid reasons for breaking our fast in Ramadan. Are you ready? Let's go. There are situations that allow Muslims to break their fast, but it's also acceptable that a Muslim fast while facing a minor difficulty, as long as it does not pose a threat to their life. The valid reasons for breaking our fast include illness, travel, pregnancy, breastfeeding, and old age. An evidence is stated in Surah Al-Baqarah, where Allah Almighty says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Ramadan is a month in which the Quran was revealed as a guide for humanity, which clear proofs of guidance and the standard to distinguish between right and wrong. So whoever is present this month, let them fast. But whoever is ill or on a journey, let them fast an equal number of days after Ramadan. Allah intends ease for you, not hardship, so that you may complete the prescribed period and proclaim the greatness of Allah for guiding you, and perhaps you will be grateful. And from the evidence showing the valid excuses for breaking our fast is a hadith from the Prophet, peace be upon him, in which he says, Allah has relieved the travelers of fasting and half of the prayers, and the pregnant and the breastfeeding woman of the fast. The meaning of this hadith is that Allah Almighty has eased fasting for the traveler and reduced half their prayers. He has also eased fasting for pregnant women and those who are breastfeeding. Now let's say someone fell very ill during the month of Ramadan. What does Islam allow them to do? Well done. Islam allows them to break their fast and then make up for the days they missed after Ramadan when they have recovered. Now we have reached the topic of making up missed fast and Fidya. Allah Almighty made fasting in Ramadan obligatory for those who are able to do so. He has permitted those who have valid excuses to break their fast. This is to make things easy for them. He also sets specific rulings for them, such as making up the missed fast and paying Fidya. The first ruling is that a person who breaks the fast in Ramadan due to a valid excuse must fast an equal number of days to the ones missed after Ramadan is over. This process of making up missed fast is called qada. The person who needs to make up the missed fast can fast them all in a row or on different days, depending on their ability. Allah Almighty says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, fast a prescribed number of days, but whoever of you is ill or on a journey, then let them fast an equal number of days after Ramadan. Someone who broke their fast in Ramadan may make up missed days starting from the second day of Eid al-Fitr until before the next Ramadan. It is recommended for them to hasten the making up of missed days as much as possible. Now let's talk about Fidya. If a person breaks their fast due to a disease, that has no cure, or if an elderly person is unable to fast or make up the days that they missed in Ramadan, they must pay fidya instead. Fidya is feeding one needy person for each day they missed fasting, or paying the value equivalent of feeding one needy person. And the evidence is stated in Surah Al-Baqarah where Allah Almighty says, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, for those who can only fast with extreme difficulty, compensation can be made by feeding a needy person for every day not fasted. But whoever volunteers to give more, it is better for them, and to fast is better for you, if only you knew. The noble verse means that whoever is unable to fast during Ramadan, except with great difficulty, should break their fast. They're required to either feed one poor person for each day they missed, or pay the value of that food as charity. So let's think about this situation. A boy couldn't fast a day in Ramadan because of a sickness, but he later recovers. What should he do about his missed fast? That's right. He must make up for the day he missed after Ramadan is over. Let's see another situation. An elderly man who suffers from a chronic disease cannot fast in Ramadan, and he cannot make up the missed days. What should he do about his missed fast? That's right. He must pay fidya, which is done by feeding one poor person for each day that he didn't fast, or by paying the value of that amount of food as charity. We conclude that Muslims must be careful to fast the blessed month of Ramadan and feel the blessings of Islam, facilitating ease and thanks for people. Now we have reached the end of our lesson for today. We learned that fasting is one of the pillars of Islam that Allah Almighty commanded for Muslims to do. The actions that break fasting include intentional eating, drinking, and deliberate vomiting. Valid reasons for breaking our fast in Ramadan are the reasons that allow a fasting person to break their fast. If a Muslim chooses to fast despite minor difficulties, that's acceptable, provided they don't put themselves at the risk of harm. We also learned that the valid reasons for breaking our fast are illness, travel, pregnancy, breastfeeding, and old age. Allah Almighty obligated fasting in Ramadan for those who are able, and has permitted those with valid reasons to break their fast in Ramadan to ease their hardships. He has also set specific rulings for them, such as making up the missed days and paying fidya. Making up the missed fast is obligatory for those who broke their fast in Ramadan due to a valid reason. This is done by fasting the same number of days that they missed after Ramadan. We also learned that someone who breaks their fast in Ramadan is allowed to make up their missed days starting from the second day of Eid al-Fitr until before the next Ramadan. It is recommended for them to hasten the making up of the missed days as much as possible. If someone breaks their fast due to an incurable disease, or if an elderly person is unable to fast or make up the days they have missed fasting during Ramadan, it becomes obligatory for them to pay fidya. Fidya is the feeding of one poor person for each missed fast, or the payment of the equivalent value.